So today we're going to be talking about or continuing our conversation on how to kind of control spending and some of the things that I've pulled from The Richest Man in Babylon, some of the things that I did that helped me to, over time, not instantly, but over time, improve my situation in life. And one of the hardest lessons for me was realizing that I was going to lose or waste time. I was going to lose or waste money, but that the goal was to lose as little as possible because I never gave myself permission to learn. Now, you have the benefit that I didn't have 15 years ago. YouTube and the internet was not what it is today. There was information, but those of you who are older will remember that it wasn't quite the resource that we have. It was starting to get there. But we also lived in an area where we still had dial-up internet, so we couldn't use videos and things like that. So you do have that, but the trade-off is you lose a lot of time watching a ton of videos. That's one thing I have to kind of manage because I'm in the process of learning investing in addition to a new level of money management and learning other skills and things in this new phase of my life with the kids grown up and moved out and moving into ministry and volunteering. I have to learn new skills, and so I spend time online reading and researching and reading articles and things. And you have to learn that you are going to make mistakes and you are going to lose time, you are going to lose money, and you need to give yourself permission and account for it and forgive yourself for it. If you're a person like me who's really driven, which a lot of people who watch videos like this are, that's why you're watching it. So the way that I've learned to lose as little as possible, there's four things that when I sat down and thought about, okay, what's been really effective? The first one is get around doers, not talkers. So again, when you get onto a video, when I'm learning about real estate and real estate investing, I'm not interested in the person who's the expert, who's only done it for 2 or 3 years. Now, they may have done some great things and I will learn some things from them. And there's one person in particular whose name is Cody. He has a YouTube channel, Cody and Christian. He, at 19, started in real estate investing. And he got, by the time he was 21, he had like 86 units. And that became his full-time job. Now, I'm interested because he had a very creative approach to his investing. And he did some things a little different. He also just jumped in and got it done. So I am interested by unusual success. However, he has not been through the cycles of real estate like other people, like the economic ninja who I've talked about a great deal in my videos, because partially he's my age and his work background is similar to my husband's. And so there's a lot of common backgrounds. I get this person, but also he went through those same cycles, but he came through it successfully in 2007. We had to dig out of it. Now, we had different situations. My husband was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer just as the economy fell apart, and we had just adopted a special needs child from another country. So there was a lot of different things there. We weren't just like going to work and everything like that. But he got in and got out of the market. He made mistakes in the market. He's almost lost, well, he has lost his money a few different times. And you can't be afraid of people who have failed. I really love the book Me, Myself, and Bob, written by Phil Vischer, who's the creator of VeggieTales and who lost the VeggieTales. Some people may say, why do I want to read a book by a guy who made a mistake? That's why, so you can learn. So make sure when you're watching, don't just talk to the experts who's executed everything perfectly, because then they have not stretched themselves. Like I say, when I was in college, I learned how to do really, really well. And I graduated with a 3.9, and that I got like straight A's almost the whole last couple of years. I think I had a couple of A minuses. But I did that partially because I needed to get scholarships, and so I could only take classes that I knew I could master, and I could only take electives within my requirements that allowed me to do that. If you want the safe, reliable, then this probably isn't the video for you. You're welcome to watch it, but I'm not going to be saying things that will click with you. You need to get around doers, not talkers. Those who can do, those who can't talk. So the people who have made mistakes and failed and learned from those mistakes and gotten bigger, that's what I've done. That's what I'm trying to share. And that's who I try to learn from. Second, listen to people who talk about their mistakes. This ties into number one, but you want to hear the mistakes that they made, the lessons they learned from it, and how they do things differently now. Sometimes the mistake was just bad timing. They did the right thing at the wrong time. Sometimes it was just making a dumb choice. It could be any number of things, but listen to people who talk about their mistakes so you can learn lessons. There's another channel, Bigger Pockets. I always want to say deeper, but it's Bigger Pockets. When they interview people, they actually ask people, what mistake did you make in doing this and doing that? I love that. The book, The Richest Man in Babylon, that I've talked about, in the story that this man created, the book's 100 years old. And the person who wrote the story, in that narrative, he's talking about ancient Babylon, and the characters in the book talk about the things they did wrong, what they changed, and how it improved. And it's not, yes, it's in novelized form, but it's also, it's true. That's what I did too. Number 3, spend actual time learning and practicing. So when I was making my videos yesterday, I talked about how, or maybe it was 2 days ago, I talked about how I got off track in my own scheduling. Like I had not followed my own advice that day, and the day had blown up in my face, but I made sure to get the one thing done that was most important. After I made the videos, I decided, you know what? I'm not going to lose this day. And so I went, there's a couple of businesses that I am looking at. One in particular I really would like to buy, but I don't have that kind of money. So I'm looking at it more so as if I can get it, great, but it would require a lot of financing and a lot of capital investment and probably outside investors. So what I'm doing is learning how to structure deals in that way by going through the whole due diligence process. And I realized that I may not end up getting this business. However, I will have learned something by doing that. So I learn and I practice. 2 or 3 nights ago, I spent about 3 hours on the internet looking at properties. And while now is not the time that I want to buy rental properties, I did spend time looking through, seeing what prices were, looking at areas, getting an idea of the different kinds of properties I would want for the different kind of rental scenarios that I'm looking into doing. And so I was practicing the skills and tasks of what I'm trying to do. Doing the same thing for you. Okay, if you're looking to learn how to be a pipe fitter, you may not be able to go out and work on that trade all the time, but you can read books on it. You can get things at home and kind of manipulatives and work with it. I don't know all the stuff about pipe fitting. If you are going to be a bricklayer, you can get bricks and make smaller things in your backyard, make some mistakes, learn some stuff doing those things, and then develop from there. That's what I'm saying. Spend actual time learning and practicing. And number 4, how much time and money will you need to execute? So when you are considering how much time and money it's going to take to do the next thing, realize we always have overly ambitious expectations of what we can actually accomplish. So plan for it to take much longer, maybe even twice as long, 3 times as long. And I mean, yes, it could take that long in years, but typically, like if you're going into a program, you know it's going to be 17-month program or a 12-month program or whatever. But the time each day required, and start to, if you're going to go back to some kind of training or schooling, you need to get into the practice of not wasting time like you were before and carving out that study time. When my husband went back to school, was it 4 years ago? Yeah, it was 4 years ago this month, actually this week. 4 years ago this week, he went back into that program, and he was going to have to quit work and everything. He had been studying because he had been getting all of his prereqs and finishing up his first master's degree and those kind of things before he went into this APRN program. He started spending time with family and doing things with us instead of other things to get used to having carved out that much time for study. Because once the kids went back to school, then he just also went back to school too. He started reading each day and doing those kind of things. So starting to allocate that time. But the big thing is, no matter what you do, no matter how well you prepare, you are going to make mistakes and you are going to do it wrong. And so allowing for that and planning for that, giving yourself permission and forgiving yourself when you do it, will make this a much easier process. Thank you so much for giving me so much time today. Sorry that one went a little bit long, but I'm really excited about the next video that you're going to see. It'll post up tomorrow. I think you'll get a lot out of it. Make sure that you have subscribed, liked, and hit the bell. We're going to be talking about mentorship. And I'd love to hear some of your thoughts on that tomorrow. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye.